for our last part of our study guide from problems 13 to 20. We're going to talk about our conversions. So this is when we're going to use our 1 mole equals grams. That's the molar formula mass. And otherwise we're going the mole over to the representative particles. So let's take a look at number 13. 13 says how many grams are in 1 mole of glucose? And I give you the C6H12O6. So let's go ahead and write down how many grams. So we have 1 mole. Sorry, my paper keeps ripping here. 1 mole of C6H12O6. Now I want to know how many grams it is. So I'm going to go down. Okay. Moles to grams of C6H12O6 to grams of C6H12O6. Alright, so to go from our moles to grams, we're going to go 1 mole and then we're going to find the mass of this whole thing. Alright, carbon is 12 times that 6. Hydrogen is 12 times 1, so that's just going to be 12. And oxygen is 6 times 16 because there's 6 oxygen particles and there is a mass of 16. Alright, so our calculations here, we're going to have our 12 times 6 is 72. Okay, plus 12 and plus, what are we looking at, 96 here. So let's just add this up really quickly, make sure we're doing correctly. Alright, so I'm going to take 72 plus 12 plus 96 equals 180. That looks right. That's going to go right on top. I can cross off my labels. Mole goes away, mole goes away. It equals 180 grams of C6H12O6 is 1 mole. So for your test, if I ask you to go get me 1 mole of glucose, then you have to go mass out 180 grams of it, and then that's what you're going to bring back to me. Okay? Alright, problem 14 says how many moles are in 471.6 grams of BaOH2. Alright, we're going to start with our grams. We're trying to go over to moles. So I'm going to bring grams down, go to moles. Okay, so same thing here. We're going to have 1 mole go into our formula mass. Alright, we've got 2 hydrogen at 1. This gives me 2. 2 oxygen at 16 gives me 32. Alright, I'm going to have to find my periodic table on my phone. I'm thinking barium's like 137, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So let me find you a periodic table here. And find the mass if I'm so lucky. Sorry about that, didn't think about it at the beginning. Alright, let's go to BA. I'm thinking 6. I'm right. There I am, I'm right. Okay. And 138. Alright, I was close. So I'm going to put 138. And yours might be different because obviously I'm using a periodic table from an app. Okay, now we're going to divide these out because what's on top gets divided on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and take 400, clear this out, 471.6, and I'm going to divide that by 138. That gives me 3.417. Alright, let's look at sig figs. I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So when I answer this, I'm going to end up putting 3.417 moles of BaOH parentheses 2. You can't see that, can you? Sorry. 3.417 moles of BaOH2. And that would be correct sig figs if I asked for it. Otherwise, 3.4 is fine. Alright. Our next question is how many grams are in 1 mole of NH4,2SO3? So we have 1 mole. Or sorry, yep, that's right. 1 mole of NH4,2SO3. Okay, and we want to know how many grams it is. So here's another molar mass problem. Mole comes down, go to grams. 1 mole. Okay, let's add this up. We've got 2 nitrogen. Nitrogen's 14, that's 28. We have 8 hydrogen times 1 is 8. Sulfur is 32. Oxygen is 16 times 3. Is 48. Okay, so let's add it up here. So we've got 28 plus 8 plus 32 plus 48 equals 116. Multiply 1 times 116. We're going to get 116 grams of NH4 parentheses 2 SO3, and that is just the molar mass. You can see that. Sorry. next question is how many moles in 129.68 grams? So we start with our 129.68 grams of Fe3PO4 in parentheses 2. And we want to know how many moles that is. So we're going to come down. Grams goes to moles. Alright, 1 mole is going to be formula mass. Alright, so let's take a look here. We've got 3 iron. So I think iron's 56, I want to say, but let's find it to make sure I don't screw that up. Alright, iron, it's atomic number, and 56. Alright, so this is 56 times 3. Our phosphorus, I believe, should be about 31, but let's take a look and make sure I'm right here. Yep, 31. And that happens twice, so 2 times 31. And we've got 8 oxygen times 16, if you can see that. Okay, let's go ahead and use our calculator here and add these up. So I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to take 56 times 3. I get 168. Get 2 times 31 is 62, and I have my 8 times 16, which is 128. Okay, let's add all that up. 128 plus 62 plus 168 equals 358, assuming I added right there. Okay, now we have to take what's on top, divide it by what's on the bottom. Now you can tell, looking at this, obviously it's going to be less than 1 mole, because this number is smaller. So 129.6 divided by 358 equals, we have 0.3620 moles of Fe3PO4 parentheses 2, so iron 2 phosphate. Now if I look at sig figs, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually would have to take this out to a 5th place if I were asking for sig figs. Okay? Alright. Our next problems are going to deal with us going from moles to atoms, or atoms to formula units, over to grams, some 1 to 2 steps. So I'm going to go ahead and print this video and post it up, and then the last one will be taking care of the last 3 problems.